Hey troops, GeneralJSmith here, back with my very first LEGO Star Wars Summer 2017 set build and review. To start off this new line of sets, I've got the First Order Transport Speeder Battle Pack. Set number 75166, ages 6 to 12, comes with 117 pieces, and is going to be retailing for £12 or $15. So of course, this is the second time in the last 10 years battle packs have increased in price in the USA. Unfortunately, I don't know what the cause of this is other than possibly inflation. That being said, however, this battle pack certainly is stellar and definitely one of the best, if not the best, First Order battle pack we've ever got. Considering this is the third one, that is quite impressive. With a Flametrooper and two regular First Order Stormtroopers and of course a little General or Officer, whatever guy here, this certainly has to be one of the best. Now, I know a lot of you probably thinking that I'm going to probably bash this because it has this First Order Officer, and as I've said many times, I'm not a fan of the battle packs which have, like, you know, these sort of random troopers that you don't want armies of. Believe it or not, however, I'm not going to do that. Mainly because these figures, in my opinion, these other three figures, definitely make up for it, and I am willing to sacrifice having another fourth really good figure if it means we can get these three. Because, of course, if you're unaware, the Flametrooper specifically only comes in two previous sets, both of which were quite expensive. So this is definitely going to bring down the price of the Flametrooper, which for some people will be a bit of a burden, because some people did spend a lot of money in trying to get an army of Flametroopers. But for those of you who didn't, it definitely is going to be a big plus, the fact we get all this, as well as riot gear, and just overall, one of the best First Order battle packs we've had to date, and considering this is the third one we've had, that is quite impressive. Nonetheless, before we review it, we of course have to build it, because it is LEGO, so we have to build it. But yeah, let's go now and build the First Order Transport Speeder. The build was simple and really without any complications, although of course that is to be expected with a set of this size. I will say, and of course I will go this more into when I go in the end depth of the actual set, I will say that I do enjoy the way that the little batons as well as these other blasters do fit on the set quite well, but as I said, I will go more into that later on. Nonetheless, before we go on to the actual set, of course we have to start with the main part of any battle pack, which are the minifigures. First off, we have the First Order Officer. Our first minifigure is our First Order Officer, and you may be expecting me to say something along the lines of, oh, he shouldn't be in this set, it's not battle pack, you know, it's not army building kind of thing. But in reality, I actually do not mind. While, of course, I'm not going to lie, I would prefer a regular First Order Trooper. We have two in this set already, and to be honest with you, this is a relatively new minifigure. Now, of course, we have seen First Order Officers before, but the navy blue does give a bit more of a distinctive mark, although that being said, not distinctive so much to the point where, you know, it's going to be too distinctive. Because that's a bit of a problem with some other battle packs where you get minifigures are kind of a too rare almost, to the point where if you get them in battle packs, they just lose all their speciality. For example, the Droidicars in the 2013 battle pack. Nonetheless, the only thing really new about him, as I said, is the navy blue kind of colouring. Everything else is more or less the same as we've seen before. We of course have got the sort of black lines there on the torso and the back as well to represent sort of wrinkles and the sort of fatigues and all that stuff, as well as the cap, which is exclusive to the First Order, which is quite nice, and the First Order emblem on the thing there. Of course, only a single-sided face, and this face we have seen before as well. Really not a massive amount to go over. He does come with the regular blasters that you can't really see down there, but it's kind of these flick shooter things, which, as I've said many times before, I'm not a big fan of. Personally, I do not like those blasters whatsoever. Nonetheless, he does come with one of them, as well as all the other minifigures in the set do come with one. Overall, as I said at the beginning, a nice little minifigure to have, and we've already got like a Flametrooper and two other Stormtroopers. Therefore, I really don't mind the fact we get one of these guys in the set. I could see a small army of these, whereas with some other battle packs, it just wouldn't work. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about, but with me personally, I really don't mind the fact we get this guy in the set, which is a bit surprising. Nonetheless, with that being said, let's now move on to the Flametrooper. Next up we have our Flametrooper, which is arguably the best part about this battle pack, certainly the rarest. We've only had him in 2 previous sets, both of which were quite expensive. And in fact, I regularly saw people trying to go on eBay to buy these guys separately, and they could well go over £10. So this is certainly going to bring down the price of the Flametrooper. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is really down to you. Nonetheless, here we have the Flametrooper, who is exactly the same as ones we have had in the past. Moving on to his blaster, or flamethrower I suppose you have here. I can't really get it all in frame, so I'm going to bend them back. It's a pretty simple design, you know, rifle, as well as you can see these pieces on the end there. I do love how we get a flame piece. Personally, I don't really see that mass amount in the Star Wars universe, these sort of flame pieces, so it is nice the fact we get that. Of course, moving back, we have sort of this flame pack, not really jetpack, I'm not entirely sure what they're called, flamethrower pack thing. Leave down in the comments what they're actually meant to be called, but you know, again, same sort of thing we have seen before. The helmet is quite cool. I mean, it's quite smooth, something I haven't really pointed out before in other reviews. I quite like how these are so sort of smooth, as well as the first order regular ones as well. It is quite nice as well. We've got the regular, of course, clone, but technically speaking, Lego calls it just a trooper head. Nonetheless, we have the regular thing there, as well as you can see the usual sort of stuff we have seen before. Very nice printing, especially on the legs. That's very nice as well, the way it sort of go down, the grenades, and it really does look quite nice. Taking off the heads, and as you can see there, his back printing is also fairly basic, just some black edges and sort of areas to give it more of a 3D tone to it. You're unlikely to see this sort of back area because of course this backpack is quite large and will more likely cover the entire thing, as you can see. But as I said, really this comes down to your opinion of, would you rather have the Flametrooper in the set? Most people would rather, of course they would, because most people can't afford to buy massive armies of just this guy, because of course he is quite rare. But to those few people who actually did spend a lot of money just trying to get this guy, you may be a little annoyed the fact we can get him so cheaply now. Nonetheless, it is a good way to pick him up, of course, if you couldn't, and of course if you want to build an army of this guy, which you most likely will, then it's a very, very good way to pick him up. The price of this guy is going to go down, way down, which again is a good or bad thing depending on really who you are or what you got. Nonetheless, must be the highlight of this set, but now let's move on to another highlight, which of course are the First Order regular Stormtroopers. Our final 2 minifigures are our regular First Order Stormtroopers, which of course are very nice as usual. There's nothing actually particularly special about them, other than of course, as you can see, the shield or riot guard, or whatever it's called, as well as this kind of, I don't know, baton type thing. I don't know the technical names of these guys, I'm sorry. Anyway, so for those of you asking, for those of you wondering, this is printed on, do not worry, it's not actually a sticker. I don't even think Lego would actually go as far to make this a sticker, so don't worry, it is printed on. As well as the fact, if you're curious, you do get 2 of these things, there's 2 of these things as well, and of course, as I said, you do get 2 of these guys, so they both can carry one, which is a very, very nice addition. Lego didn't really have to give 2. Lego could have easily just given 1, you know, to really ramp up the price of things, but they gave us 2, which is very nice. So this is actually a slightly different design to the one, of course, we got T8, was it TR8R? I think it's something like that. Traitor, basically, in the set, I think back at the beginning of 2016, the Battle on Takodana, of course, we got him with a sort of baton kind of thing as well. This is actually a slightly different design to that. Can't quite remember how it's different, but just it's slightly different, which is kind of cool. Nonetheless, apart from these 2 features, of course, he is exactly the same as any other First Order trooper we have got before, including the face printing and all that good stuff as well, which is good. Of course, I'm not complaining, you know, it's very nice the fact we do get more, and of course you can easily build up your army. As I've said many times, battle packs, in my opinion, really, the majority of the time at least, are meant to be army builders, and this is certainly an army builder battle pack. As I said, you do get 2 of these guys, and they both do come with these kind of gear, as well as you both get 2 of these flick missile things, so you get 4 of them as well as these guys, so you actually get more weapons than you have minifigures in the set, which is quite funny. Nonetheless, this is it to our minifigures, which of course are the best part of any battle pack. I think I've said that enough times in the review, haven't I? But they are, so they are really, really good, and I am looking forward to getting a pretty sizable army of these guys. With that being said, however, the set itself is still quite nice, and we will go right now and have a look at the Transport Speeder. The First Order Transport Speeder is a nice little set, and of course really is what you would expect from a speeder of this sort of size and the kind of piece count. Giving a bit of size comparison, this is the Bark Speeder, of course, from the Clone Wars. This is from the actual 2011 battle pack. You can see, compared to it in length, the Bark Speeder is significantly longer, really. It barely comes up to here. It's about twice the height of a regular Stormtrooper, regular minifigure, so you can see that. Although, for a set of size, it kind of is packed with weapons, and of course a lot of them are like these flick missile things, but still, you got 2 that are already attached to the speeder at the front here. Of course, I don't really think I have to go through again how they work, but just in case, you of course just push down and There it goes flying off in the distance. Of course, as usual, you do get quite a few spare studs of these. You get 2 of them already attached to speeder, as well as you get, as I said at the beginning, you do get 4 of these, which you get with every single minifigure, even the ones that already have these baton things. So you can attach 3 of them at the back here. One of them is kind of meant to stay on because you've got this feature there, which of course we have seen before in other battle packs, where of course someone would sit in there and you can sort of spin that around, as you would see there. Very cool, as well as you do get a couple hooks on the side here, which I've attached these blasters to already, because personally speaking, I don't really like these blasters whatsoever, and I'm glad the fact they gave us these baton things, not just because they are cool, but more just because I want them to have a weapon that isn't kind of this. Nonetheless, there is a massive amount of features to go over. Of course, we get a 3 sort of studded thing here where the guy can sit. This is a printed tile, of course. They wouldn't put any stickers in a battle pack. Well, I mean, they have before, but, you know, yeah. Anyway, we do get these sort of flaps here, which aren't really meant to move, but they do kind of move because, you know, that's how Lego works. And yeah, I do like the way that you can fit so many weapons on here. There are, of course, these are attached by hooks as well, these shields, as well as you can easily take these things off here at the top, just with some more hooks. Overall, it is quite a nice little build. It's somewhat compact. Like, this is really one of those battle packs you can drop about a bit. And of course, most battle packs are somewhat compact just because they've got so many pieces packed in a small amount of space. But it really does feel like a little thing. And I would say with a few modifications, you really could use this in some sort of mock or something like that. And I really feel like if you were to take a few of these, which I think most likely most people will get quite a few of these, and put them together, combine it, you could really make something really actually quite cool. Because some of the pieces in here are quite cool actually, quite rare and quite exclusive to this, which is very nice as well. We get the little thrusters here, but really other than that, it's just more kind of a person carrier as well as a weapon carrier, which is quite nice. You probably could fit at least 3 people in here, like, you know, put 1 front, 1 back, maybe 1 stand on there, maybe 1 standing behind there, but you know, however you want to do it, there you go. That is it then, more or less, to the speeder. Of course, with all battle packs, there's not a massive amount to go over. It's more down to the minifigures, which is where the value for these things come from. And with that being said, let's now move on to the instructions of the box and include my review of the First Order Transport Speeder battle pack. Here we have the instruction manual, which actually is significantly larger than the average battle pack instruction manual, although of course not a massive amount different. We have the same art we had, of course, at the beginning of this year, which is quite nice to go with Rogue One. Got the inventory back there, the same sort of advertising we've had before, as well as all of the minifigures from this new line, which is very nice, most of which I do hope to pick up at some point, although I don't plan to get every single set. We of course have the majority of the sets here, not including the Hyperdrive Booster Ring set, which I do want to get at some point when it comes out. But I do have, of course, the 2 battle packs, the Quad Jumper, the Darth Vader Transformation, the Republic Fighter Tank, and that is it. I don't plan to get the Rathkar Escape, I can't pronounce it, you know what I'm talking about, just because I'm not a massive fan of those scene sets. I might actually get the Arrowhead, believe it or not, I might get it. If it goes down in price enough, because it's too expensive, if it goes down in price enough, I may actually pick it up. Leave down in the comments, do you really want to review, as well as the Tracker 1, do you really want to review? I personally would only ever get that because of that really sick minifigure. Still, if you really want me to get those sets, leave it down in the comments, and if enough people ask me to, I may very well consider picking it up. Looking in the back here, of course, it is a very simple thing. The plastic, or no, not plastic, the paper, if you will, does feel kind of more cheap. I mean, I don't want to say bad. I mean, and again, of course, it's probably saving the environment, which is, you know, great fun. It's not exactly a massive difference. It's not as if instruction manuals are known for their integrity, but still kind of feels more thin, maybe slightly flimsy, which, you know, again, isn't a big deal, but there you go. 21 pages of build, so very quick, only took about 10 minutes, as all battle packs do. And yeah, that is more or less it to the battle pack instructions that go into the box. Just like the instruction manual, the box is what you would expect for a battle pack or set of this size. Of course, on the back we have the features, which aren't really features, but more along the lines of just a bunch of hooks and pegs and all that stuff all around the place, where you can of course put a lot of weapons, which actually I do like. I probably like that more than a lot of other features that come with battle packs. I really like those battle packs which you have spaces where you can put the stuff, because of course, as you may be aware, battle packs do tend to have a lot of spares, like guns and all this kind of stuff you don't really want. Still, of course, not a lot to go over. As I just went through the not spring-loaded, the you know, flick stud shooter things, whatever they're called. But yeah, what you would expect, really. I don't really know where the planet is. It might be somewhere, like, it might be Jeddah. Kind of looks like sand. I'm not entirely sure. But still, whatever it is quite nice. And yeah, really. That's it to the box, and that is it to my review. I hope you did enjoy it, and now let's go into my conclusion of the First Order Transport Speeder Battle Pack review. Thank you guys for watching my review of the First Order Transport Speeder Battle Pack 75166. If I haven't praised this battle pack enough, then I don't really know what else to say. This, as I've said on numerous occasions throughout this review, is one of the best battle packs, and certainly the best First Order battle pack we have ever got from LEGO. And for that reason alone, I would highly recommend this. I think most people are going to get this anyway, because I think most people people already know just from the box art this is going to be an epic set, and really it is everything you could expect, everything you would want really. Now some people, as I've said, will probably want a regular First Order Trooper instead of the officer. Personally, I don't mind that much. We already have 2 in this set. They come fairly regularly in a lot of other First Order sets, so I'm liking that. So really, I don't mind. I mean, of course, we do have some other First Order officers in many other sets, but because it comes in navy blue, I could certainly see a small army of these guys, and really, dare I say it, this may be one of the best battle packs we've ever had. Almost the perfect battle pack because it comes with so much. The speeder, while it's not incredibly useful, it is certainly not the worst set we've ever had from a battle pack. The figures are incredible and just so much of it, you cannot go wrong in getting this, and I can see this selling out very quickly. So as soon as it comes out on June 1st, I recommend picking up a fair amount of them. Although, don't pick up all of them, because I've seen some people going to Toys R Us and just filling their trolleys, alright? Leave some for the kids, okay? You know, toys are, at the end of the day, a kid's toy. You know, come on guys, you know, I know you like your battle packs, but let's be honest, don't be a dick. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my review. I hope you did enjoy. I am going to do the majority of the sets from this line. I won't be doing, as I said, the 2 largest ones, the Tracker one as well as the Arrowhead. I may talk about them in another review, but pretty much all the others I will be doing. I mean, apart from the Rathtar, is that how you pronounce it? That Escape set, I'm afraid I won't be doing that either, unless you really want me to, in which case, leave it down in the comments and I may consider it if enough people ask me to do it. But in my personal opinion, I'm not a massive fan of scene sets. I prefer the vehicles and, of course, the battle packs. Still, my next review, which hopefully will be coming very soon, will be on the Bounty Hunter battle pack, which I've got right here, just about to review that as well. And from there, well, this review season, guys, a lot of videos are coming, hopefully, assuming I'm not doing like 10 hours this week. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time in another review. Bye, troops. $15. So yet again, in the last 5 years or so, no, hang on, what year is it? That's 2017, isn't it? Holy crap, it's 2017. And it is kind of annoying to have it once again, but back to my very first LEGO Star Wars 2016, close enough. Back with the First Order Transport Speeder, set number 6, back with my very first LEGO Star Wars Summer 2016 set build and review. Does that 2016 or 2017? Since battle packs were created, and it's going to be retailing for £17 or £17. Oh, hold up. Nonetheless, apart from that, whereas the majority of other First Orders, would have the grey. Nonetheless, it is quite good. What? Now, I'm not gonna lie. I may, how much you particularly want or this set to happen in terms of, like, you know, what? What am I talking about now? I don't know. Edges and that kind of thing to really give I could see this having a few in a mock. That doesn't make any sense. What am I talking about?